Today we have some patch notes news. What is up guys, welcome to another video, and today we're going to go ahead and talk about the new patch notes. So this was literally just released, I think about like an hour ago, something like that, across those lines, maybe a bit sooner. We're just going to talk about some of the key things from this patch notes, what you need to know, what is in this new update. And I quickly want to say, if you're expecting speed lists or any like big content update, you're going to be a little bit disappointed, but I'll explain a little bit more about that at the end of the video. This patch will be dropping at different times for the 3 different platforms on December 12th. In this patch, we're going to go ahead and get new holiday vanity items. I'm assuming these will be something similar to what we saw in Need for Speed Payback. How we're going to unlock these, I'm not so sure. They might just go in the actual store for you to purchase, so that's going to be a new thing. They've also added a thing called quick routing into the game. So similar to Need for Speed Rivals, I think Rivals had a very similar thing. You can just go ahead and actually set a waypoint to the nearest garage, which will be really useful for nighttime gameplay within the phone app. This is something which I think is just a big quality of life improvement. It's just going to make my life a whole lot easier, especially when you're playing online. If you're playing online and then you're also playing nighttime at the same time, going to the map doesn't pause it, so that is definitely a much needed change. Without a doubt, the biggest thing in this patch is speed walls. Yes, they are returning. They should have been there to begin with, but now we're going to get speed walls back in sprint races, circuit races, off-road races, and then in drift trials, it will only show the highest people within your crew. For me personally, I've spent a lot of time in old Need for Speed games just beating people's scores, whatnot, so the fact that speed walls have come back, even though they're going to be littered with RSRs and RX-7s, you know, I'm happy it's there because there's actually a reason now for me to race and be competitive and actually get better at the game to some degree. Obviously, we're going to talk a little bit about my opinion and stuff at the end of the video, but speed walls, that is my opinion, my favorite feature that is, you know, being added or fixed or returned, whatever, in this patch. You may remember in the last patch notes video that they actually got rid of some of the intro race animation things, some flares went and stuff. Well, they're adding those back in, so yeah, they're going to see some more flares at the starting thing. I mean, it is what it is, isn't it? It's just fancy lights, smoke and cars, as they said in the patch notes. Another thing which I kind of ruined for myself early because I actually modded the game and already did this. Again, card will be like over there somewhere. The Polestar, the Hero Edition Polestar is coming into the game. To unlock this, all you have to do is do all the events in the game. That means all of the main missions, all the racer stories, all the side missions, everything in the game needs to be done, and then you will be gifted this car. If you already have that done, then I assume that when this patch drops, the car will just become available in your garage and you can go ahead and use it. It's just a shame it's actually not that good of a car. Like, the Polestar is actually really bad in this game. But yeah, cool. As well as this, there is honestly, I'm looking through it now, so many general fixes, it's a little bit ridiculous. I'm actually going to leave a link in the description if you want to go ahead and look at them in full yourself. But, you know, some of the key ones include the inventory sync issue, which I know a lot of people have been suffering from still, even I have. I know Jay, another friend of mine who also makes YouTube videos, has. Things like being busted while you're actually moving and stuff, like just kind of general bug fixes. There is a lot of bug fixes. PC optimization issues, again, I don't know if it's actually going to be any better because the patch isn't out yet. But apparently PC optimization is also being worked on in this patch, so let's hope, pray to God I can run this at 1080p Ultra on my 1080 Ti, please to God. You know, there's a whole bunch of things here. There's still no mention on manual bindings. For those people that don't already know, if you play on manual, some of the bindings clash on the controller. There's still no, you know, word of that from what I've seen in the patch notes. There's still no word on anything gameplay-wise regarding, you know, collisions and lap cutting and all that kind of stuff. And that basically rounds it up for the patch notes. Oh, I forgot one thing. They're also adding in some stickers that were in Heat Studio but weren't in the game for some reason. So that's, again, one of the other bigger things in this patch. It's not an awfully big patch. It's quite literally bug fixes. So what do I think about it? Well, I made a video the other day about where is update 1. This isn't update 1. This is a, you know, bug fix patch. No, very, very similar to the last update. If you know, have been part of the community, you've been paying attention to it. There's nothing here which is really going to impact your experience. For me, the only thing which will actually impact my experience, you know, gameplay-wise, is going to be the leaderboards. The leaderboards is the only thing, really. I said this before, I'll say it again. This time, Need for Speed 2015 had already had 2 updates, you know, being the Legends and Icon update. Even with Payback, I believe that had an update at this point. So it is very kind of disheartening to see that Heat isn't getting the same treatment. I would have hoped that Heat would have got the same treatment as those 2 games, because it seems like as soon as they have a good Need for Speed game, they're not actually supporting it live service like we all want it to be supported. I think we were all kind of sitting here thinking, surely they've been working on speed lists for ages now. Come on, bring speed lists in before the end of the year. For holiday season, that hasn't happened. I get why. There's a lot of things that this game isn't polished, so all of these bugs are things that they haven't managed to fix before the game's launch. Overwhelmed by the amount of bugs maybe is a possible explanation for it. And of course, like, if there's game-breaking stuff that needs to be fixed, that should take priority over everything else. I can wait for speed lists, not saying that I necessarily want to or that it's good timing for the game. Like, the bugs have to be fixed. They can't just stay there. I get it. But I'm not going to sit here and lie and say that, you know, there's still no form of real matchmaking in this game. If you want to play with other people, you either have to organize it, hope that people accept invites in public lobbies. You know, the crew system isn't really that. You know, for anyone that's just bought the game new, it's not really introducing players to each other as expected. I don't know anyone that's randomly joined a crew and then started playing someone within their crew. They just kind of just ignore them and they're just kind of there in the background. A very, very mixed bag. And I'm assuming that that's going to be it till the end of the year now. January is our next port of call, hoping for a big update. My patience hasn't run out this time with Payback. If this was Payback and the same thing happened, my patience would run out. I've not run out with Heat because the game's really good and I want to give Ghost a chance. So January, if there's a big content update, please to God, it has to be huge. If at this point in 2015 and this point in Payback we've already seen updates and we're in Heat, which is a better game than both of those and we haven't seen an update, whatever is in the January patch needs to be huge. Don't let us down, Ghost. The ball's in your court now. Update goes live on Thursday at different times depending on your platform. Again, it will be like in a link down in the description. Like and subscribe for more Need for Speed news in the future. It's been your boy StraightUpHippo. I'll see you guys next time. You guys have an awesome day, safe, and peace.